Hi friends, welcome back, and I thought that we would have a quick break and stop in with Chainlink to see if it wants a Cuppa. So let's just dive on into the charts and have a Cuppa with Chainlink. That's lovely. So here we are, and that's Chainlink versus Tether on the 24-hour chart. We're looking at it on Binance at the minute. This is TradingView, of course, and I'll just have a quick explanation of the coloured lines down below this. Solid coloured lines are exponential moving averages. The dotted lines are simple moving averages, and the yellow is 21, the green is 55, the red is 50. That's the simple red. The yellow, lovely. Right, so we're back in the charts, and if you look up above me, you can see the price of Chainlink currently is $4.44. I'll just close this menu over for now and explain quickly here what these lines are. The solid lines are all exponential moving averages. The dotted ones are simple moving averages. The 21 is the yellow, 55 is green, 100 is blue, cyan, and the 200 exponential is this purple line. Now, as for the simple moving averages, the red dotted line is the 50, and the white dotted line is the 200. So you can see over here that just where I'm hovering now, we had a cross on the 200 and the 50, which is the golden cross when the 50 crosses it to the upside, and that's a very good thing in terms of an indication of the trend being very bullish. So as we can see, we all really more or less know that Chainlink's been very bullish recently, and it's had a great rise up in price. Let's just sort of measure it if we can real quick. Oops, so let's try that again. So it's gone up almost 100% in price since in and around this area of the cross happening. So that's really great. And what can we try and figure out in terms of looking at this chart and where the price could be going next? Well, this is against the Tether USD on Binance, and you can see that there's different the way that these wicks have operated has been different across different exchanges. You can see on Coinbase over here we've got a different all-time high in terms of the price, and with this wick here. So if you can draw a Fibonacci retracement down here on this timeline here, and you can see here if I just extend it right the way over, where the current price is currently operating in and around is of course that yellow line denoting the 786 retracement point here. So the price has done really well, busting right through the 618 here, which is this green line, and having come up here and been testing off of this and trying to find whether or not it's going to operate as support for us in terms of this overall movement upwards. Now, if we just go back as well, we could also wonder, just before we go away from this chart, actually, if it will come and retest the 618. So I wouldn't really get bearish on this asset unless it were to drop below that 360 area in price, but I am trying to see if we're going to get a higher low set in. It's managed to do quite well and been relatively stable in price with great big wicks going up either up and down here. And I wonder if this one, which came down to 380, was close enough in terms of setting in a higher low here on this upward movement or not. So we'll just go back over to Binance and see how, in terms of this, if you were to have drawn a Fibonacci retracement on here, let's just get one on the go down there and to its lows, say there, then you're looking at a different story in terms of where these wicks come in at, and of course the 618 being closer to the 786 here being closer to where the 618 was on the previous chart. But how about we get rid of that instead and look at it on the all-time lows? Opinions won't be set in stone about this one, of course, but just drawing it in here, and you can see if we use this particular wick, but let's just use the actual all-time high that we've got so far and base it off of the all-time low so that we've got this as a chart to look at for us to see if there's anything interesting on the go. And you can see, well, this came all the way down to where the 618 is on the other charts, and this is the 236 here. So we're really looking to see if this can be remain an invalid retracement in the sense that we want the price to remain above this zone here, or else we'll be able to look at this as an actual retracement. And just to give you an example of what that was like before with the previous all-time high, you can see when the price came up, tested off this area, and then came back down below this area here. That was the crucial area where you could say that now we've got a retracement which is valid that we can look at and start basing trades off of it. You can see that gave a good entry here in a short, and down here we found support for some period of time, but we knew that we would potentially be breaking on down into this golden pocket zone here, which ultimately did happen again, and then after we came up we were rejected off 382 and down underneath there again for another chunk of potentially for accumulation for this big move up here. Now the question does remain, will we stay above this particular area and make it so that it's an invalid Fibonacci retracement on this overall view? And let's just look and see. Well, we've done that so far, and that's excellent. So the current price at the minute is, like I said, 440, and we're effectively in the middle of this range here. That's if we were to be looking at this for current entries and exits, profit targets, and risk management, then you've got 480 to the upside, and of course 380 to the downside. But without being, in terms of just managing risk and entries and exits, another useful horizontal line to maybe have on our chart here for now. If you just get the horizontal line, sorry, will be in and around where the previous wick came down to, where this body's found support, and where we had a bunch of wicks in here as a sort of zone really between these two areas if we were to try and be entering into longs. But I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice, but that's maybe where to be looking to on that side. Indeed, if we were not to just continue to trend on up, which we may well be doing overall, could we get some sort of triangle or flag happening here over a period of time? There's something like this could happen where we trend sideways for a while in the meantime. However, what I'm really looking to is those two previously defined areas to see which direction we're going. We could just be coming in to set a higher low. That could always happen in and around the area of the of where that blue line is, or indeed even in and around this area where we're at now in terms of further continuation to the upside. And that's both against dollar. So let's finish off by taking a look at it versus Bitcoin. And we can see on the Bitcoin charts that it's living above all these major moving averages, and they're all spread out, fanned out to the upside nicely. There was never any need for a golden cross since they had the golden cross back all the way over here on the 15th of May last year. It's actually respected that and maintained its upward price trajectory all the time against Bitcoin. So it's been a really good performer in the market overall, and one to be keeping an eye on. Generally speaking, it has more legs possibly than the others in terms of than other altcoins in terms of performing well against Bitcoin, and we have the same sort of general area though in terms of the keeping our eye out here in and around this area, which is reflected on the dollar price as well, and around the 40,000 satoshis. Is that 40,000? So that's 45,000 satoshis. Yeah, so around 40,000 satoshis there, and or 39,000 satoshis as an area for managing our risk around. If we were to be more greedy or have some FOMO, then we'd be anything above there to up to here in around where we could be ranging before we try and go on again and have another line here and see if we can actually break above that area and to continue from our upside. But that would definitely be a fairly greedy profit taking zone for us. So that wraps everything up. Hope you've enjoyed the Chainlink analysis. I've done Bitcoin and Ethereum analysis today as well. So like and subscribe for daily videos, and check out the channel if you want to see those other ones. Thanks very much for tuning in today for this one. See you next time.